if you have been playing any amount of Edge of Eternities Limited, you have been annihilated at some point by Glacier Godmaw, the incredibly powerful green uncommon that is just so fun and interactive. I myself have not yet achieved the clean sweep of losing all 3 of my Premier Draft games to just a Glacier Godmaw, but I have gotten 2/3 of the way there. It can be confusing when you see a card as incredibly powerful as Glacier Godmaw. Why such a thing gets printed in any case? And to understand the design of such a monster, we have to place ourselves first in the context of what Glacier Godmaw is. And that is, first and foremost, a big uncommon green creature. An archetype that, if you're not aware, is actually just really good in draft. Even in just recent draft formats, Colosseum Behemoth, Palaka Worm, Altanak, these are all cards that were absolutely reasons to be in green just entirely by themselves, because all you had to do was survive to the point where you could cast them, and they would be an enormous game-ending threat that also would give you additional card or cards sometimes in the insane sense. Even Galewind Moose, a 6/6 for 6, just annihilated people off the back of having flash, which made the card most of a removal spell on defense and had to be something that you just completely had to play around at all times in Bloomburrow draft. Now, while Glacier Godmaw isn't direct removal the way that, say, Colosseum Behemoth or Affectionate Indrik were, its power comes from the fact that it is ultimately just an incredible card at ending the game. Like, we're talking Craterhoof Behemoth levels of game-ending power here, except even Craterhoof Behemoth only triggers its effect on ETB, and after that is an understated card. Imagine playing 8 mana for a 5/5 that I guess is a 6/6 on attack if you play it on an empty board, that then is just tapped like some dumb idiot after you've attempted to go for lethal, when you could be paying 7 mana for a 6/6 that you can leave up on defense. Again, an incredibly important drafting that many people forget is blocking. Best of 1 players know we've had that beaten out of us in recent years, but we are relearning the skill. And then it has a repeatable haste anthem trigger that also gives all of your creatures vigilance. It's so crazy to think that attacking in Magic is meant to be balanced around the fact that if I attack with something, I then can't block with it. And even Glacier Godmaw just having vigilance itself would be wild. I mean, it would be a 6/6 with trample and vigilance. There's never any reason not to just attack with it every turn, putting an incredibly powerful clock on your opponent. But now you're telling me that this thing has a landfall trigger to give your entire board vigilance, giving me no reason not to attack with everything. It gives all of my creatures haste for free if I'm playing lands. It's meant to be a bad thing when I draw a land in the late game. And even if I'm not drawing a land, the idea that I can play a Godmaw and then on the next turn play a creature, and for 2 mana I can use the included lander token to forcibly get a landfall trigger and attack with my creature and the Godmaw, and they're bigger and they have vigilance. And this is not even getting into the fact that Glacier Godmaw boosts your entire board for +1/+1 at instant speed, because this set has lander tokens, meaning that you can just hold up these cards that make removal less good. I went into Scryfall to see how many cards even gave Craterhoof Behemoth type anthem effects, but instead of being haste and trample, they were haste and vigilance. And you know what? I found Endray's Forerunners and Glacier Godmaw, and that's it. This card is so powerful, it is a new kind of broken. Please, please, free me from the tyranny of the worm.